All right, welcome everyone. So, welcome to our weekly Power Hour. If you are new around here, we meet here each and every Tuesday at noon Arizona Pacific, 2 p.m. Central and 3 Eastern, where we have a guest speaker at the end of the presentation. We cut off the live stream, where members will want to either get in or stay in the Zoom room for direct Q&A with our speaker and have some fun open networking. So if you are interested in joining the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs, join us at NACWE.com. So again, if you are joining us for the first time or first time in a long time, please type the word new or new-ish in the chat or in the comments so we can welcome you. If you are a guest of our guest speaker, please type in guest in the chat because we love making new friends and business partners. So I'm Lindsay, Chief Operations Officer and Heather's Executive Assistant. So before we hand it over to our lovely speaker, we'll just dive into a couple of announcements and then go into prayer and our presentation. So we've had some really potent and powerful content for you this month. So be sure to go back and watch the replays. And today will be another amazing Power Pack session with Brave Brand Blueprint with Diane Cunningham Ellis. And next week we will actually have Marta. The title of her talk will be Clarity Over Clever, 4 questions to ask before you start designing your website. And since we are always creating and collaborating here at NACWE, here is our book written by members. So be sure to pre-order your book at bit.ly.com/confidence Kindle 1. And stay tuned for our May 16th celebration with our author members and publisher. If you have a local chapter here in your area, these are our in-person networking events and dates with the links. And then if you do not have a local chapter in your area, please join us for our NACWE virtual networking session hosted by our Atlanta chapter director, Beth Copeland. So that will be Thursday, April 20th. And then next month, we will actually have both sessions for our Wisdom Well. So you're going to want to get in there. That's our mini masterminds. Registration is required because space is limited to 12 members, where you get to give and take your biggest business questions and get help from the Hive. And then we're going to be adding some more co-working sessions, but the one that we have is coming up pretty soon. And so you'll want to jump in there. And then every Monday we have our prayer call. So make sure you join us next Monday for that. And then you should have received an email letting you know the story behind our pivot plan to reschedule our national conference from April to October. So as we're transitioning the website details, just look for more information on that. It'll still be the same link, NACWEconference.com, but make sure you go back and read the email because, yeah, it's too much to try to cover here. And then here's a QR code to all of our links. So everything in our ecosystem, you can go to NACWE.com/links to get to our Pinterest, our YouTube, all the things. All right, so our key verse of this week is inspired by Diane. It's Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I love that. And then our inspirational quote of the week, catch on fire with enthusiasm and people will come for miles to watch you burn. And that's John Wesley. So let's pray really quickly. Heavenly Father, I thank you for today. I thank you for another opportunity to come together. Thank you for the words that you've given Diane. Help us to all hear what we need to hear. And Father, help us to just not have any technical issues. And we praise you and we thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. I will turn it over to you, girlfriend.
Okay, hello and hi. I'm going to try to share my screen, and hopefully I will not have any technology challenges. But first of all, just want to wave at everybody, from the Zoom screen. Let me pull up my system here and just give me a nod if you can see this bright red. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, will you be manning those people coming in the room? Yes, thank you. So I'm going to be talking today about your Brave Brand Blueprint and 3 mindset shifts that you need to elevate your brand identity. And let's see if everything moves proper. Oh, yay. When technology works, it's just like you kind of want to do the kumbaya happy dance because yay. I'm Diane. I am obsessed with helping my clients create communities, coaching programs, courses, and content within a circle of support. In fact, even today, one of your friends and a lot of the members are on their way here to my home. Heidi is on an airplane right now, and I'll be picking her up. Many of you know Heidi from North Carolina. Some of our other friends are flying in tomorrow morning. I love community. And guess what? That's why I created NACWE a long time ago. This is like old home week. So you're going to get to hear some stories from the journey, because that's about the brand. Your stories are your brand, my friends. Your stories are your brand. So just a little doodad about me in case you are new to the ecosystem. That's me on a magazine cover. You too can be on a magazine cover. You just create it yourself, right? So hosting masterminds for 9 years. I have 9 years sober. This summer, I will have a decade of sobriety. And what a miracle that is. 11 self-published books. I created the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs in 2010. It's, as I look back on my younger self, which I hope you do. Guess what? We're all aging. Just so you know, we're all aging. And so it's helpful for me to look back on her, that girl, and just, it makes me emotional. It's just like, you were so brave. You were so courageous. And I didn't know if it was going to work. And here we are. And many of you have heard these stories a long time, but I believe it's important we tell the origin stories. I believe it's important for you to hear what happens for me when I think about it. I believe that is my brand. That is my brand. I thought of, I got overwhelmed with the whole thing. And then I didn't know what to do, but my coach at the time said that I could close it or sell it. And I burst into tears. I think Karen's on the call here now. Burst into tears and was like completely appalled and horrified, because it felt like she was saying you could sell your baby. Because I don't have a baby. I do have grandbabies, yay. But as God does, and you'll hear more of this story later, and she happens to be here on the call, Karen. I mentioned this at a weekend retreat in Marble Falls, and I'm going to be having one of those later this year. If you're interested, let me know. Maybe Karen will come back for this one. But I mentioned that I was considering selling NACWE, and Karen was like, oh my gosh, she left the room and she was just appalled and she was disgusted with me. I'm pretty sure she had all these feelings. And, hey, it brought up a lot of feelings for me, but God intervened in that as well. God totally intervened. And as many of you have heard, Karen, many of you watched the whole scenario. Karen and I did this beautiful baby transfer in 2017. And then Karen then transferred our beautiful baby to Heather almost a year ago. So I'll tell you more about that as we go along. I did complete 4 marathons. I am a grandma to Catherine, and William just started crawling. He just did his first crawlings, and we got a cute video. And now he's just, whipping around the house, crawling. I said, he'll be running pretty soon. You guys are going to be overwhelmed. I do have my own private investigator. He now actually works for a bank here in the Dallas area. And so that's really fun. I'm a former master's level therapist, so yay for me. I get, I get to put that hat on sometimes. I did survive a plane crash and I love action. I love action. Welcome to the call for those of you that are just getting here. So I want to take you back. I found this picture, every morning, everybody thinks I'm really smart and have all this stuff. I don't have anything planned on social media. I just look in my memories. And I find everything I ever need to know about what to post. And so this came up in one of my memories, and you can't see down there below, but it said updated in June 2013. Now, remember, NACWE started in May of 2010. And so this is the old brand. You can see the old logo there. You can see what I had made for me. I was so, I was in awe of all that. And then it has had its second rendition when Karen added teal to the brand. And then the new brand has Heather's flair to it. And I'm bringing all this up because your business has a story. Your business has a story. You are an evolution. And people are going to want to know, because some of you are brand new here to NACWE. And if you're brand new here to NACWE or in the last couple of weeks or months, go ahead and type that into the chat. This is an interactive experience. I can't see the chat at the moment because I'm going to stay focused because I like squirrels and I chase them often. So I'm going to try to stay focused, but we'll be able to come back and answer questions. But at the very beginning, I sent these out I really made no money. Let's just tell the truth. The beginning members paid a lot less. And then I had drop shipped a 3-ring binder that had this NACWE Success Starter Kit in it. And then it also had these CDs of me talking and telling a little story. And I think I paid $30 for each one. Back in the old days, I had to pay someone to transcribe every call we had. I paid a transcriptionist to take that from freeconferencecall.com and put it over into words. Now we have magical things that do all that in one place. Friends. And so NACWE has been around a long time. And that is really the beauty of a brand. Your brand will change as you change. I have a quote on my wall. I don't have it out here on the screen, but it says, your clients want the evolution of you. Go ahead and type it. Your clients, your husband, your dog. Fill in the blank. The women that are flying to me to spend the next 3 days with me, they want the me of today. They know I'm presenting this right now. They want the me that has learned things over the weekend from my women's AA retreat. And your clients want that too. It's all a part of your story. So let's dive into what is branding. And sometimes we remember that we have a lot of material. I have a lot of material over all these years of being an entrepreneur and a former counselor. And when I remembered that I was doing this and realized I had to make a PowerPoint, I went to my own book and I was like, oh, guess what? There's a chapter on branding. So cut and paste. But half the time we were talking about this earlier, half the time you forget what you've already made. It's in some binder in, the next room, or it's lost on your Google Doc, or you don't even know where it is anymore. Well, the miracle is God helped me find my own words. So what is branding? A brand is a living entity, and it is enriched or undermined cumulatively over time, the product of 1,000 small gestures. And Michael Eisner, CEO of Disney. So I want you thinking today, I'm going to be asking you coaching questions. That's my job. I want you to leave this with some takeaways and hopefully think of questions for us to discuss. What is your unique message? What is your brand? What is your statement to the world? And I believe that your brand is the message of your business. And we hear a lot now about messaging. Well, I believe it's all of these things are intertwined. The message of your company comes across in many ways. It's how I send my emails. It's how I post on my Facebook. It's where I post. It's that I have a podcast. It's, what am I saying? And it covers a lot of territory, including your company name, your website domain, your business structure, your tagline. Your message will evolve with you. Your image will change. We have to trust and release God to show us where to go as we continue with our business and build a brave brand. Because I'm different than I was when I created NACWE. I'm very different. I was married to a different guy then. I went through a lot of years of being single. I got sober after that. I'm married to a new wonderful man. I live in a different home. So if I was still using the website that I had back then, we would be in deep trouble. Do not be using glamour shots from 10 years ago. That no one will recognize you when you come to the event, because they're going to be like, you do not look the same. That's nice, but that is not who I saw on the video. Definition of a brand, according to Business Dictionary, it's a unique design, sign, symbol, words, or a combination of these employed in creating an image that identifies a product and differentiates it from its competitors. You want people to see your cute meme and go, oh, there she is again. You want them to go like, she's everywhere. She's everywhere. And they begin to see your colors. They begin to see, if you see a picture with me with my red pom-poms, guess what? Just in honor of saying it out loud, here they are. I mean, these are part of my goofy, crazy, unique brand. And it wouldn't be me if I didn't do these. It wouldn't be me. And so Marta, who's speaking to you guys soon and has been a part of my team for a long time. One time I was trying to jam what I teach into some template that I got. And one of my favorite quotes from Marta is, Diane. I mean, she was kind of getting frustrated. I was all like twisted up. How do I make this into a success path? Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, Diane, you're not a template. Diane, you're not a template. And so what I want to give you permission to do here is break some rules. I broke some rules to create NACWE. I looked around on the internet and I was like, well, there's some people kind of doing this. But they weren't doing it in the way I wanted to be a part of. And truthfully, guess what? You're creating everything that you want to be a part of. You're creating the thing you've been looking for. So make it the way that it fits who God made you to be. Over time, this image becomes associated with that level of credibility, quality, and satisfaction in the customer's mind. NACWE has a long-standing legacy. And just because the logo has changed a little bit does not negate anything. Actually, it adds so much to it. And, I don't need to read you every word on every screen here, but I just might, you never know. We're living in this crowded marketplace. I don't have the exact stats, but, we all have information overload. The missing link is implementation. We can get information all day long. It's free. It's every which way. I've thought about basically turning all my courses free. I give out all my courses in a couple of my programs, because really, truly, half the people never log in, my friend. Karen knows this. We have this massive vault in NACWE that probably could stretch down my street with how many trainings are in there. And honestly, most people, maybe 5% log in. Why? Because they want the live event. They want the weekly Zoom. They want the prayer call. They want you. They want you. And so all of this, I'm going to skip the bottom. This is talking about your legal name, brand I did get a trademark. When I was creating the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs. Guess what? I didn't know what the name was going to be at first. And I typed up a list of 5 options. And asked them for some feedback from some potential clients or potential members. And then you have to make sure, does this actually spell something obscene? You have to check all that. NACWE is not obscene. So there you go. And it includes a big we at the end. This is a we gig. NACWE is we. NACWE is a we. If you want to be an entrepreneur, it's a we. It's all a we. It's all a we, and it becomes your brand identity. Oh, look at me. There it is. A brand is a reflection of your identity. The color is a big part of your brand. NACWE, my brand had red in it before and has red in it now. I'm kind of a fiery girl. The color is a big part of your brand, and this is true of all companies. What colors are you using? What is the vibe of your website, your logo, your fonts? This is important. Sometimes we outgrow our website and our brand. There's a place called Wayback. What is it? The Wayback Time Machine? Who can type that up for me? Is it the Wayback Time Machine where you can see your old websites and go, oh my gosh, look how far I've come. I think it's Wayback Time Machine. And you can type in my website or the NACWE website and you can see all the way back. And you can, what it starts to feel like, my website gets an update a lot. I got a brand new website, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago. And Marta did it for me. And we always think, oh, this is going to be, a month-long project. Oh, no. This is like a lot of months of kind of birthing it's like you're shedding a layer of you. Who's the new me? It's the future me. So watch for that feeling. If you are embarrassed to share your website, then there you go. There you go. It's time for the redo. It's time for the redo. It's like wearing an outfit that doesn't fit. Now, believe me, I have recently had to buy some bigger pants. Now, this is not fun, but at least they fit my behind now. Okay. And we do not want to walk around. I don't want to be walking around with a website that doesn't fit who I am, and certainly not wearing pants that don't fit the body that God has me in today. As women, guess what? We're going to be bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller. And there you go. I don't know why I think it's any way different, but that's just the norm. That is just norm. Okay. Brand awareness is the extent to which a brand is recognized by potential customers. You want your people to begin to feel your vibe. Oh gosh, there's a stat I just thought of, and it's 7-4. I'll try to find it in my mind. I'm like scanning across all these things, but I think it's that your people need to see you in 4 places, hear your message 11 times. I'm boggling it, but they need to feel like, oh my gosh, she is everywhere. I'm listening to her podcast. I'm seeing her over here on all these posts. She's all around, and they begin to really feel as if they're almost like friends with you. I mean, because you do get to that level. I know I end up with, I'm friends with my clients. I'm friends with my people. We want our customers and clients to know our brand and understand what we offer and who we serve, and also who we don't serve. This is not on here, but some people, every time I send an email, people unsubscribe, and I don't look, do not look, because I need to just release them. They are not my people, and that's totally fine. It's totally fine. Here's some of my current new brands, and you can see still that red like woven through. You can see some of the green that I love. I have some gold now and some yellow, which are not really, oh yeah, there's some gold sparklies, but you want to be able to see and feel, oh, there she is again. So identity of your business, welcome to all those that are jumping on. And I just really highlighted a couple words here on this because this is too many words on a page, forgive me, but it's unique. It's unique. Your business is unique. You are unique. God made you. Only you is you. So it's your tone of voice. It's everything, and we need to be able to differentiate ourselves. And then down below, I start talking about your framework. And I have a framework that's called Create, Market, Deliver. Okay, great. So I have to a lot of us get stuck in the C, creating. We're creating. Yay, we all love to create, but we actually have to go to the marketplace. We actually have to go do the Proverbs 31 woman and sell something. So I have to go create, market, and deliver. So if I sell a mastermind, which I have, and these women are coming to my house, well, I have to do stuff. I have to provide. And so all of those things are part of your framework. And this brand consistency builds that strong, I know who she is, I know what she believes in identity. So let me get into these 3 mindset shifts. So number 1 is clarity. So the definition of clarity is the quality of being coherent and intelligible. Oh, we like that. We like that. I'm going to show you some really cool images of one of my frameworks here in just a second. Now, the opposite of clarity is inaccuracy, unintelligible, confusing, conflicting message. Now, sometimes I think I'm, little Miss Canva queen and, a graphic designer in some sort of way. And I log into my Canva and try to make some cute meme. And really, it kind of looks like I can take a template that one of my people, Callie, let's shout out to Callie. We all love Callie. But sometimes I can confuse people more than I'm offering any clarity because I'm like piecing this thing together and thinking it looks cute and it's not cute. And so we don't want to be confusing. We don't want to be confusing. We want to have clarity in our mindset. And what else would you add? Go ahead and type into the chat. What else is the opposite of clarity? What else would be, how do you feel when you have clarity? Because I want to show you something here. I'm going to try to get I'm pulling up the chat so I can see. Yes, chaos. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tanika. I finally found the chat. Now I can actually read what you all are typing. Yes, the awe factor. Yes. Okay, cool. Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know that. The NACWE shows on the Wayback Machine, Saturday, May 15th. Oh my gosh. Okay, loving it. Okay, so let me get to this diagram. Now, this is one of my aha moments. I was with Heidi, who I told you was on an airplane coming to my house. I'm picking her up at the DFW in a few hours. But like we were sitting at Jason's Deli. We were sitting at Jason's Deli by my house, and I was talking about clarity because Heidi, if you don't know Heidi, she's one of the NACWE leaders, and she is a powerhouse. And so I was drawing it out on a circle, and I was like, does this look like is it more of a circle like this, or is it more of swirling? And so we came up with this. I believe that we swirl in and out. We move from the chaos, there's the word. We move from the chaos and confusion to clarity often, my friends, daily, hourly, weekly. We mistakenly believe that this means we are off track or not smart enough or not the right one, or God picked God chose the wrong woman. That's not true. It's the simple, normal process of entrepreneurship, learning, and life. So then Callie helped me make it into this cute swirl. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I couldn't make something like that. Can you? And then she, put it all together, fancy. And so I now understand and welcome I welcome the chaos. I welcome the confusion because I know I'm coming around the bend. I am coming around the bend, and I know it to be true. I know that God has me. Why would I believe anything different? That's clarity, the clarity. So let's go to mindset shift number 2, confidence. So I'm sharing 3 mindset shifts with you here today that help me. They help me. Clarity, yes, the clarity of my brand, the clarity of my message, the clarity of who I serve. So mindset shift 2 is your confidence. And I know NACWE's been talking about this for a long time, right, Karen? And confidence is the belief in oneself, one's abilities, qualities, judgments. It is a state of mind in which an individual is certain of their capabilities and is self-assured. Confidence is often associated with a positive and optimistic attitude and the ability to take risks and face challenges without undue worry of fear or failure. Creating NACWE was a risk. You guys get that? Creating this thing was a huge risk for me. I had no idea if one person was going to join. And that was, as we looked at the website, that was spring of 2010. I'm paying to get a website done. I'm making all these little starter kits and stuff. And I'm just praying, I hope somebody comes and join me, God. But I believed. Look, I want you to hear my heart. I believed, and I knew I was going to find you people. I felt like you must be out there somewhere, right? I knew Doreen. I didn't know Doreen. I didn't know Karen. I didn't know Christy. I didn't know Danica. I didn't know any of you. I didn't know you. But I felt like I needed to not be alone in this. I just didn't want to be alone anymore. And confidence doesn't mean we're arrogant or haughty or any of that. I think we get into a weird state as Christian women that somehow we're not supposed to be proud of ourselves. I'm completely proud of myself. And I'm proud of my failures. I'm proud of my successes. I'm proud of everything in between, every single thing in between. Because if I hadn't have been that courageous, we would not be sitting here on this Zoom. There would not be the legacy. So share in the chat just for kicks. What does confidence feel like for you? Just popcorn style, just try, some words. What does confidence feel like for you? What words come up? What emotions? Where do you feel confidence in your body? Strong, peace, assurance. Thank you so much for chiming in. Strong, peace, assurance. Assuredness. It's like we want to, I want to stand and kind of just look at what God's done in me. Look at and owning that. Look at what God has done with me, in me, around me, using my great gifts, prepared, boldness, graceful. Thank you so much for chiming in, ladies. Ability to say that my message with knowing it matters. Yes, looking people in the eyes. And here's the secret, friends. If you're not confident in what you sell, it's going to be really hard to sell. You have to be totally confident in your program, whether it's $100, $1,000, or $100,000. Okay. And, because I'm selling trust, I'm selling transformation, I'm selling this sacred environment with me. Awesome. Awesome. I like that. Confidence feels like having the sun shining on my face and being warm from within. Woo! Yay. Okay. So 3 mistakes. I know. I'm going to call you out. 3 mistakes that most of us are making quite often. We're comparing. We're looking out there going, oh my gosh, look at what she did. And sometimes, then we get into the yucky J's, the judging, jealousy, and justification. But we're not talking about J's today. We're talking about C's. We're on the C's today. We're comparing. We are competing. The only person you're competing with is the you of yesterday. Like, go get a PR, a personal record. What can you do today that you didn't do yesterday? Or what did you learn from those thing that flopped the last year to make it better this year? And, none of us want to admit that we're coveting. None of these words are pretty. They're yucky. They make me want to squirm out of my seat. But I know I do it. So, the more I can just tell the truth, be vulnerable, tell my truth, then I am not out there. The more I'm honest about the thing, the less it has hold of me. I teach this often, and I have it on, a Post-it note that's lasted 10 years somehow. I don't know how, but, I believe in what I call the brave recipe. I teach brave, just so you know, my brand is the brave brand. I teach brave. I believe in brave. So I believe in, number 1, being real. And I do believe this relates exactly to your brand. I'm going to be real with my posts. I talk about my recovery. I talk about not being able to have children. I talk about, I can't tell someone else's story. My husband has had relapses. That's not my story to tell. Even though I'm saying it right here. Basically, it's not my story to tell the gory details of every which way and all the ones. But it's my story to tell how I walked through his relapse. You see a little tiny difference. It's not my story to out something that is not healed in your family. No. But I can tell every truth, every way God has healed me for almost 10 years of recovery. Actually, Karen, I'm glad you're here, because Karen was wandering through the beginnings of, Karen found me. Karen found me from one of these free webinars. We've been doing these a long time, friends. I was doing a free webinar. Karen, somehow got this, stumbled over there, and she won a 90-day email series, $90, 90 days. And, we've told this story probably 100 times at this point, but she stumbled in there. She's like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? And then tried to find me and tried to call me. And we finally talked. And she lives up this, basically up the road in Dallas. And she was drawn to me and to NACWE because I was so real. She was drawn to me because of my asking for help, my action taking. And, you know, they ended up hiring me for a 90-day coaching and then signed up for my very first mastermind. And she believed in me. She believed in me and she believed in what we were offering. And she believed so much that a few years later, she took over this company. That's cool. That's legacy. That's legacy. And so just, I believe in doing these things again and again on my brand. And you'll see it if you hang around for a while. I found some scriptures about confidence. And so I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, for the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. It is better to trust in the Lord than put confidence in man. And we go on and on and on. And I know NACWE has, like, I think spent all last year studying confidence. So you guys have been round the loop on the confidence, but I have to put my confidence outfit on every day. Every day. It's not one and done, friends. Fear is lurking in the back, fear is in my hallway and it's right there and I can see it. And so I have to put on my God suit, my brain, I have to transform my brain every day and just go, what do you want me to do today? Help me, help me, help me. Because when I look at it, it feels scary. It feels overwhelming. Now let's talk about the final C, and then I'm going to share a couple more things and we will start to loop around the bend. The final mindset shift you need, my friends, is consistency. You can have clarity and you can have some confidence, but if you're only posting once a month, then I don't know what's going on. Like, I have to see you. I need to believe that, hey, you're going to be down there at 7 in the morning. If I'm going out to meet you to go exercise and I don't believe that you're ever going to be there, I lose trust. I lose trust. I need to see that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. This NACWE is very consistent. Every Tuesday, we're right here. I'm here sometimes, other people, every Tuesday. Heather's on an airplane to go into Australia every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. If you want to be successful, you need consistency. And if you don't have it, you got no chance. So it's not the hit and miss marketing plan. It's not the when I feel like it, I post. And it's not perfect. It's not perfect. But if you begin to build that, I believe it's a muscle. Consistency is a muscle. We build it. It's habit building. And then the next quote, relationships feed on credibility, honesty, and consistency. My friends know I'm going to be here. They know, if you follow me on any social media, I'm going to post a bunch in the morning. If you don't see me, hopefully you'll send somebody because I'm probably dead, because I am just consistent. I told you guys one of the secrets is I just look in my memories, and there's, multiple things that could become a brand new story, Consistency is the key. So let's talk a little bit more about it. Definition number 1, conformity in the application of something, typically that which is necessary for the sake of logic, accuracy, or fairness. And here's some words: evenness, steadiness, stability, constancy, regularity, uniformity, equilibrium, unity, orderliness, lack of change, lack of deviation, dependability, reliability, excuse me. And of course, definition number 2 is about a substance, a liquid, consistency of your Jell-O, so to speak. And so you begin to rely on that. Consistency paradox. This is the observation that a human being's personality tends to remain the same over time, while their behavior can change in different situations. Many personality characteristics are relatively constant throughout a person's life, but people can act in all sorts of ways, even ones that seem to be opposite of their personality in different situations. So like you're gonna this is who you are. This is where we get into your brand identity. You are, I always wish I could be more tidy and, minimalist. That is not who I am. If you look behind me, hello, if you come to my house, oh my gosh. But it's just beginning to really own your great God gifts I want you to begin owning your great God gifts, because they are meant for you. There is somebody right now today searching the internet looking for somebody that has exactly what you offer. And if you're not consistent, if you're not visible, if you're not out teaching and sharing again, sending that email, you're going to do a lot of emails. I'll give an example. Deborah is one of my gals that was in my mastermind last year. She's like, thank you for not quitting on your emails. She's a counselor. She's a great therapist, Deborah Bronstad. And she basically said, I got your emails for all these years from back when I was a member of NACWE. And I finally am ready to coach with you. So it's just like those constant emails, or the posting. I mean, you can't rely on one or the other. I'm sorry. You need to be in a couple different places to find your people, because my YouTube people are different than my podcast people. I'm doing a 31-day podcast series. Guess what? That just I come up with these crazy things and I go do it. And I did 31 days of podcasting. And I recorded them all, they're 5-10 minutes. They're really good. But guess what? They're on YouTube. They're also on podcast. So because some people are like one or the other. I should probably talk about this slide before I keep staring at this girl. Time is a rubber band. What do I mean by that? If I give myself 8 weeks to complete something, it's going to take me probably 8 weeks, but I'm probably going to really do the most of it last week, because that's how I roll. But if I only have 8 hours to prepare for whatever, if a famous person, place, or TV experience called me today and said, can you be on our show tomorrow? Oh, you better believe I'd figure that out, right? I would figure that out. My husband has been called before, and he was on Nancy Grace the next day. Like, he had to be ready to be on the Nancy Grace show the next day, audio, like as an expert. And so luckily, the only reason he said yes is because he had a little bit of time to do some research that night. So let me get to the point. I'm going to go back. I don't think I really explained this. Give yourself time, but don't string it out. Make a decision. This is what I need to say about this. Make a decision, because your time expands, and I want you to make CEOs make faster decisions. Not everything is a fast decision, but not everything needs to be analyzed like you would if you're going to buy a house or a car. Like, make a decision, or say yes, no, not yet. Yes, no, not yet. And give yourself a rubber band of time, because time can expand, especially when we're living in our purpose. It's amazing what can happen. Things flow. When you're not living in your purpose, it's agonizing, painful, slow as molasses. Okay. And so here's the trifecta. With consistency comes clarity and confidence. So you see, I'm wrapping these things all back around together. Why? Because I feel more clear and more confident when I know what to do in that scenario, because I've walked through that scenario before. And if I know I've run 4 marathons. I can't run anymore because I have a back injury, but you just begin to know this is what we do. This is what we do. And it's going to be fine. And you will know what to do when it happens. Brave is the secret sauce. There's Heidi in the middle right there. There's our Heather. And there's Diana. There's Susan. There's Deborah, who I was just talking about far over in the right. And this is what I teach, but this is hopefully what you see me live. This is why I created the Braver Together Mastermind, but more importantly, it's why I created NACWE in 2010 and everything else I have ever created. Everything else I've ever created. I want you to see 3 things here. I want you to stop hiding. There's a lot of Christian women that are hiding, not posting, not sharing, not selling, and then they are whining because they don't make any money. You've got to actually share something. You've got to sell something. You've got to actually say, hey, click the link. We're selling transformation, friend. You're selling hope. You're selling a life event. I'm selling a huge life transforming event that's about to happen at my house. So number one, stop hiding, start sharing, make some money. You making money is a great gift to the world. Because I haven't learned how to make more money, I was able to help a woman who was in a domestic violence situation this last fall, and women poured together. I sent out like a secret note. All these women, some women donated $5. One woman donated $1,000 to help this woman to move, to help her get out of the situation she was in. That's what money can do. That's what money can do, is you can help someone to go to where they need to go so they can live their God-given calling. So I've already shared some of these stories with you. I believe that your brand is built on stories. Your brand is built on storytelling. Before Karen came along, well, she was on one of those webinars, but for 3.5 years, I did a free webinar every month as the leader of NACWE. Every month, it was called the Inspired Business Cafe. And again, it was just, that's my brand. That's my brand. That's my brand. I'm gonna, oh, Jesus has entered the waiting room. What? Help me, Lord. That might be a spammer. I don't know. Okay. 3.5 years of webinars every month, but because I didn't quit, Karen was on one of those. You see? We had yearly conferences for NACWE. So what I'm sharing here, these stories are related to everything I just taught you. They're related to consistency. They're related to clarity. They're related to confidence. At the end of our first year after I created NACWE, I was like, oh my gosh, I guess I have a national association. I guess that means I'm supposed to have a conference. Oh my gosh. So I spent all this money. I booked a place. I lost a whole bunch of money, friends. But we had 45 women come. We had, so you do the math. We had 165 members, 45 women came from across the United States. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. They didn't know who I was. They trusted me. They trusted me. And you know what? The year after that, I had gone through a divorce and I said, okay, we're not doing a live because I can't go bankrupt. We're going to do a virtual conference. This is before Zoom happened, friends. Zoom didn't come around till 2000. I found Zoom in 2015. I was singing the happy dance all through the house, because the thing I was using before that cost me like $700 a year, not $150, not $100. And so when people are whining and complaining about getting on Zoom, I'm like, oh my. Come on. NACWE, we've written books together. I told my story of rock bottom and getting sober, and we announced it at an NACWE conference, and we all wrote a book together about our rock bottom story. Yeah, Karen. And like all these different books, those are just some woven together stories of branding. We've been, we've been doing Zooms like this for NACWE since 2015. That's cool. That's cool. We've had local chapters. We have local chapters now. I tried to do local chapters way back in the day, and I couldn't quite get it off the ground. But that's okay. I kept going. We've had mastermind events, and then I've already shared really the Karen and Heather story. It's just so cool. God is so cool. So basically, bottom line, clarity, confidence, consistency. This is what I believe is your brave branding. And I believe really the gifts and prizes are found in the community. And so here's more pictures of me, acting like a fool in the car. But I believe in having fun. I believe that fun is a huge part of my brand. I believe that without our community, there is no we. There is no NACWE if there's no we. And I couldn't be here without you. And the more you build these communities, the more lives will change. So I have a couple of fun gifts for you. They're all five of them, my friends, 5. Because, I like to give. You should see how many gifts are in my front room. Oh my gosh. It's like a gift factory out there just waiting for them. 5 free goodies for you. Just go to dianecunningham.com/resources. And you can download to your heart's content. Yay, whoopee. And I've been doing these for a long time, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna, I mean, it's open to the public. It's called the Inspired Business Day. You can read all about it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Lindsay. So it's $97. It's always been $97. It's always been $97. It's a day where we get on Zoom 3 different times. In between, you have access to me on Voxer. Basically, you can work through my workbook, or you can come. I mean, Christy loves these things. We've been doing these a long time. Karen's been at a bunch of them. We gather up, we do the work, we come, we talk. Doreen's been on a lot of them. Shelby, I can't see everybody on the screen, so I'm sorry I'm not announcing everybody's name every 5 minutes, but grab your ticket. It's April 14th. It's a Friday. You will not regret it. If you do, I'll give you your money back. There you go. If you don't like it, ask for your money back. Hey, it's fine with me. So let's finish up. Basically, remember, it's about brave, and it's about being braver together. It's about being brave in public. It's about really showing who God made you to be. That's your brand. Who did God make you to be? So I help action-taking Christian women entrepreneurs as they start or scale their online business so they can live the brave life they crave. Is this you? Hey, let's book a call. Look at this fun URL I bought, because we all need one more GoDaddy. Chatwithdiane.fun, and you can fill out my little form and come with me, or have a little chat. Not this week because I'm kind of busy. Thank you guys for being here today. We have 6 minutes to spare. Let's see how I'm going to stop sharing and pass the baton back to our fearless leader.
Woo-woo. Thank you, Diane. I need some pom-poms for you, girlfriend. Thank you again for sharing your expert matter and your beautiful heart. Thank you to everyone on the live. This concludes our presentation. So we're going to stay in the chat for some direct Q&A. And yeah, I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but I just want to say thank you and have a blessed week, everyone. We hope to see you real soon.